Did you know that some of the most historically rich black communities in America are disappearing at an alarming rate? From skyrocketing rents to shifting demographics, our neighborhoods are changing fast, and not always for the better. What's happening? Why are so many black communities shrinking, struggling, or outright vanishing? Today, we're diving into the 10 places where black communities are losing their presence. And trust me, the reasons behind it will shock you. Whether it's gentrification, economic shifts, or systemic challenges, these places are experiencing major changes, and it's time we talk about it. So stick around as we break it all down, and if you're passionate about preserving black culture and history, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below, because these conversations matter. Now let's get into it. Harlem has been the epicenter of black culture since the Harlem Renaissance. From jazz legends to political activists, its history is unmatched. But today, rent prices have soared, luxury high-rises have moved in, and long-time residents are being pushed out. The median rent here is over $3,500 a month. Who can afford that? Hint, not the people who made Harlem what it is. Gentrification isn't just about new coffee shops, it's about systemic displacement. When property values rise, property taxes do too, making it hard for families who've been here for generations to stay. If you're fighting gentrification in your city, support black-owned businesses and community initiatives that help keep the culture alive. Oakland, once a stronghold for the Black Panther Party, is seeing its black population decline rapidly. In the 1980s, black people made up 47% of Oakland's population. Today, that number has dropped to around 23%. Why? Tech industry expansion, rising housing costs, and mass evictions. Companies like Tesla and Google bring high-paying jobs, but those jobs don't always go to black residents. Meanwhile, rent hikes force families to relocate to cheaper areas like Stockton or Sacramento. The same city that gave birth to revolutionary black movements now has fewer black residents than ever before. DC was once affectionately known as Chocolate City, but it's looking more like a latte these days. The black population, once over 70%, is now below 45%. Why? Sky-high rents and a political shift that favors big developers. The median home price over $600,000. For longtime residents, staying put is a financial battle they're losing. Cultural erasure is real. U Street used to be the hub for black excellence. Now it's filled with upscale brunch spots where you'll be hard-pressed to find soul food. Chicago's South Side has seen a dramatic drop in its black population. In 2000 there were 1 million black residents in the city. Today, that number has fallen to around 800,000. Major reason? A lack of investment in black neighborhoods, schools are closing, grocery stores are disappearing, and job opportunities are drying up. Meanwhile, crime and policing issues make it even harder to maintain a stable community. Organizations like My Block, My Hood, My City are fighting to bring resources back. Support grassroots efforts that invest in our people. After Hurricane Katrina, black displacement in New Orleans skyrocketed. Pre-Katrina, black people made up 67% of the city. Post-Katrina, around 55%, and that number is still shrinking. FEMA failures, the destruction of public housing, and policies favoring wealthier transplants have pushed thousands of black families out, many of whom never returned. It's been nearly 2 decades since Katrina, yet entire communities are still gone. What does that say about who gets prioritized in rebuilding efforts? Atlanta has long been a hub for black excellence, boasting thriving black-owned businesses, HBCUs, and a rich cultural legacy. But rising living costs and corporate expansion have made it harder for many black residents to stay. Rapid gentrification in areas like the West End and Edgewood, where property values have doubled in a decade, forcing longtime residents out. Detroit was once a city where black middle-class families thrived, thanks to automotive jobs and community investment. But after economic decline and mass foreclosures, Detroit's black population has dropped significantly. The 2008 financial crisis hit black homeowners hardest, and many never recovered. Plus, urban renewal efforts often don't benefit the communities that need them most. Baltimore has been losing its black population due to economic hardship and public infrastructure neglect. Neighborhoods like Sandtown Winchester, once vibrant, now face declining homeownership rates and increasing displacement. Public school closures and lack of investment in Black communities drive residents to seek better opportunities elsewhere. Los Angeles was historically a thriving Black community, but high living costs and demographic shifts have changed that. The Black population has dropped from 18% to under 9% over the past few decades. Housing costs. With median home prices exceeding $800,000, many Black residents are moving to places like Texas and Nevada in search of affordability. Miami's historically Black neighborhoods like Overtown and Liberty City are shrinking fast. Rising real estate prices, climate change threats, and economic shifts have driven thousands of Black families out. Climate gentrification. As wealthy buyers move inland to avoid rising sea levels, Black residents in historically affordable neighborhoods are being priced out. So, what's the takeaway here? Black communities across the country are being priced out, pushed out, and left out of economic opportunities. This isn't just happening, it's being allowed to happen. But the question is, what can we do about it? Drop a comment below. Have you seen these changes in your city? What's happening in your community? If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Let's keep this conversation going, because awareness is the first step toward change. And if you want to learn more about how to fight back against displacement, stay tuned for our next video. It's going to be a deep dive into solutions. Until then, stay informed, stay empowered, and stay connected. Peace!